Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is andiswasanelisiwekhumalo, also known as Andy K. And to all the returning subscribers, thank you for coming back to my channel. And if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Pause this video, go subscribe, and make sure you do come back. As you saw from the title below, I am back again with the Real Housewives of Durban season 2, episode 4. So let me not waste your time and let's get straight. Episode 4, we are introduced to Tobile's black tie event, and to say that the ladies were disappointment is an understatement. Londi in her confessional was like, she was very underwhelmed, and the fact that it was just Utobile that was making the black tie event, it was just really underwhelming. I think because the ladies had waited for such a long time and the host was a mystery, and this whole black tie event thing was kind of a mystery. We're expecting someone more in higher places, and when Tobile came, they were just really underwhelmed, which valid. I would be very underwhelmed if you made me wait for such a long time. I would be thinking like Tonko, and I would be thinking that Oprah or Beyonce is coming, because who would make us wait for such a long time? So the ladies, as I say, were very disappointed. And Tobile begins to talk about the purpose of why she made a black tie event. And the whole purpose around the black tie event was just she wanted to introduce herself to the other ladies, and she wanted to make new friends, which I think that could have been done via having brunch or breakfast. I don't see the need of having a whole black tie event, unless the husband really wanted to be featured with her, which is Musamseleku, unless he really wanted her to have a whole high or a black tie event, which I really saw as unnecessary if the whole purpose was just to make friends. And they just began explaining the situation, that they are in a polygamous relationship and that Musa has 4 wives and which is boring. It is boring. The polygamy talk is boring. I really said that I really hope that this season of Real Housewives of Durban, they're not gonna make us listen to the whole polygamy thing, because already sayibona ukuthanda nesithembu manje sisimele sibone la. No, I was just bored. I was just like, not again. I'm sure the whole of South Africa at this point knows what isithembu is, what is polygamy. So I feel like Makhumalo needs to differentiate between content for Itana Nestembu and content for Real Housewives of Durban, because we cannot have a whole season of Utana Nestembu on Real Housewives of Durban. I don't know if you guys can feel me, but I was bored about that whole polygamy chat. So was Annie. Annie was bored. I think Makhumalo said something along the lines of black men cheat and that most black men want a polygamous relationship. And if you saw Annie's face at that moment, baby, she was ready to fight. She was just like, not her man. She has faith in her man, and her man won't cheat on her. So we love the courage over here, Annie. We really love the courage. And then obviously I just began to talk about polygamy, and Musamseleku says that he wishes that Vivian was there, which Sorisha was very confused. She was just like, why does he wish Vivian was here? Is there something that she doesn't know about? Does Vivian want to take another wife? Like, I'm so confused. What is this whole thing about? Which I think that Musamseleku only wanted Vivian to be there because he wanted to maybe talk about business with Vivian. I don't think it was more about talking polygamy with Vivian. Do we really think that Vivian was going to be at the black tie event waiting such a long time for the host? Do we really think that would happen? I don't think so. So as I said, they begin to talk about polygamy, which at that point I was ready to just fast forward and watch the next scene. I was just like, this cannot be happening, that we're now watching another episode about polygamy and stuff like that. So they just talk about, everyone just talks about how they feel about polygamy, and they talk about cheating. And along that conversation, Nonku begins to say that vele vele, all black men cheat and white men buy. Which is a very bold statement to make, that black men cheat and white men buy. To which Jojo was highly offensive, really understandable, very valid. I would be offended myself if someone said that white men buy. If I was a white person, I would be like, hey, why would you say that? That is very offensive. Which Nonku did not see anything offensive by her statement. And Jojo just tells Nonku that that's very offensive. She must take back her statement, and you know what? If she doesn't have anything nice to say, she should just shut up. She should just, close the whole convo. And my opinion is that I think Nonku has been so hurt in relationships that she has that mentality that all men cheat and white men buy. Like, maybe all her relationships were like that. And I don't think it is a place to say among people that are married. I do think that was not the time and not the place. Even if you're thinking like that, keep it to yourself. It's not everything you think about you should say it out loud. So I would be very, very, very offended too. And then La Tonto, when she was asking Utobile and Musam Selegu a question, she asked that question in Zulu. Which at that moment when I was watching it, I was kind of like, but you know that everyone around here doesn't talk Zulu, so why don't you just ask that question in English? And it came across as La Tonto not regarding that she is around people that do not speak Zulu too. And on Twitter, when I went on Twitter, they were like, Latunko's not accommodating. Some people saying Latunko's not accommodating, she was supposed to speak in English. And then some other people are just like, but we are in KZN. isiZulu is the main language in KZN, and Annie should be, and Annie, Sorisha, and Jojo, people that don't speak Zulu, should actually take the initiative to speak Zulu. Which, I honestly feel like in my heart of hearts, if you invite people that don't speak the same language as you, let's all just speak the language that we do understand, which is English. If you know that I am going to invite people that don't speak Zulu, try and speak English. Or speak Zulu and then translate. And that's how I feel like. But people feel otherwise, so each to their own. And Annie did feel very left out, and she did say in a confessional that Latonto is not accommodating at all, and she does feel left out, because why would you invite people then? No, not invite people. Why would you speak Zulu around people that don't understand that language? And Latonto says in her confessional that there was no need for the black tie event, and that they could have just met casually if she wanted to meet friends, which is what I was saying at the beginning, that she could have just had brunch, breakfast, I don't know, host a club, not a club beanie, host a brunch at one of Annie's restaurants or wherever, and call it a day. I just feel like she went too hard on ladies that she didn't know that these ladies that she's hosting a black tie event for, they are not the one. They are not it. So that's what Latonto said in a confessional, that they could have just met casually. And one thing I want to say is that Latonto's confessionals are fire. I absolutely love Latonto's confessionals because they are absolutely fire. As I said, they are shady. That's where the tea is at. The tea is at Latonto's confessional. And that's where we end the whole black tie event. And then we see Sorisha and her husband at her house. So I was kind of surprised that we are actually seeing Sorisha's husband, Vivian. I did not think that we would ever see him on Real Housewives of Durban, but here we are seeing him, and they're just having tea with Sorisha, and Sorisha updates her husband on the black tie event. And then Musam Selegu was very, very, very disappointed that Vivian was not there, and he really wished that Vivian was there. And Vivian tells Sorisha that he knows Musam Selegu very well, to which Sorisha was very surprised that, okay, they know each other very well, so it kind of makes sense why Musam Selegu was wishing that Vivian was there. And Sorisha also asks that she hopes that Vivian does not have any plans to be taking Istembu or any other wife, because she is not having it at all. Now we see Latonko, Mabusi, and Londi meet. They're just meeting up for lunch, and we first see Latonko and Mabusi meeting up, and then Londi comes in a bit later. So when Londi comes in a bit later, she doesn't know Mabusi. They're meeting each other for the first time. So she meets Mabusi and all of that. And Mabusi begins to say that she actually knows Londi, and Londi asks Mabusi, oh, where do you know me from? And Mabusi's like, she knows her from Instagram. To which Londi was just like, you know, Londi London from Instagram, but face to face, you are meeting just Londi. And she also begins to say, Mabusi also begins to say that she knows Londi London's husband from the streets. To which, okay, when someone says they know you from the streets, they don't know you for good things. You're probably known for very shady and sketchy things, but you know, Londi quickly brushed that off. She didn't entertain Mabusi for saying she knows her husband from the streets, and they just began to update Mabusi on the black tie event. So Latonko and Londi update Mabusi on the black tie event, what happened on the black tie event, and so they begin complaining about how underwhelmed they were, and how late Tobile came, and how the black tie event, in not so many words, was a flop. And you know, the main person though that was complaining was Latonko. She's the one who was just like, she made us wait. It was actually Tobile, so I was already just bored when I saw Tobile. And Latonko also explains that how she knows Makumalo, which is Tobile. So she says that she knows Tobile from her sister wife. So Latonko is Tobile's sister wife's friend, and she was at Tobile's house for some event or some function. And Latonko says that Tobile was very bubbly. She was a very nice person at the event. And then she said that they met again at Vuma FM. I don't know if it's where Latonko or Tobile works, but one of them, I think it's Latonko, worked at Vuma FM, and she was interviewing Makumalo. And she says Tobile said that Makumalo was very cold to her. She wasn't the same person she met at Mzumbe at that event. So she said that Makumalo is very two-faced, and that she doesn't understand what kind of person she is. To which I don't think that is the main reason why Latonko does not like Omakuma. I just think that Latonko does not like Utobile is because the sister wife, they probably have some beef. The sister wife and Tobile's probably have some beef, and Latonko's just inheriting that sister wife's beef. So basically, the sister wife's name is Mayeni. So I think that Latonko is inheriting the beef from Umayeni. That's what I think. Because which other reason would there be for Latonko to hate Umakumalo like this? So I really don't understand why Latonko hates Tobile so much. And you can see that she's also kind of, you know, pressuring. I won't say pressuring, but I'll say she's trying to get Mabusi and Londi to also hate Utobile. Because the way she's actually explaining how Tobile is and how fake she is, you can see that she's trying to get people to also hate Tobile. So I really want to see where this whole thing is going to end. And I really also want to see what is the reason for Latonko not liking Tobile. And then we see Tobile going to Sorisha's house. So I did skip 2 or 3 scenes. I think I did skip 2 scenes because they're really short and there's nothing really much to talk about. So I'm going to talk about Tobile going to Sorisha's house. So we see Tobile going to Sorisha's house, dressed well, dressed to the T, dressed absolutely beautiful. And now the problem is that Tobile went there dressed absolutely beautiful. Heels and all, makeup in Gobonje. Mush. And when she gets to Sorisha's house, Sorisha number 1 makes Tobile take the stroller. To which, if you're a Sorisha and you saw someone wearing heels, could you not compromise on the dog walk and be like, you know what, let's just sit inside because I can see you just the way you're dressed? No, Sorisha makes Tobile take the dog stroller and they're going to walk dogs. The way Tobile was dressed, they are going to now walk Sorisha's dogs. So Tobile takes the stroller and they begin to walk Sarisha's dogs, which I really felt sorry for Utobile in those heels. Although she said that no, she doesn't mind, it's just a block heel, but no block heel to walk dogs even in heels. I really felt sorry for Utobile. And Sarisha, during that walk, Sarisha asked Tobile how she knows La Tonko, to which Tobile does explain to Sarisha that no, she knows La Tonko via her sister wife Mayeni. Mayeni and La Tonko are friends, and that La Tonko has came to their house before for an event, and then she says that she doesn't understand the vibes that she was getting from Ulakonko, because she was very confused when Lakonko said she does not understand polygamy, which I was very confused. I just think Lakonko was being shady. Lakonko is the person that knows very well about polygamy, considering the relationship she came from. She knows very well about polygamy. So, she was just being spicy at that moment, I think, in my opinion. And then they also talk about how Annie was just not feeling the whole polygamy chat. When Toby was talking about the whole polygamy chat, Annie was just not feeling it, and Tobile says she was just joking. To which, you cannot joke like that if you don't know the people that you are joking around. As she said, she's trying to make new friends. So there are some jokes you cannot joke about, especially about men cheating around married people. It's not a joke you can joke about. But she said she doesn't really mind. She's just getting to know the ladies, and she'll just see how the relationships will bloom. And then she also said that she will see how her relationship with Sarisha will bloom. But she said at the moment her and Sarisha are good, and there could be a possibility for them to actually have a relationship or a friendship. Now we see Jojo and Annie going for quad biking to iron out the issues. Or would I say Jojo wants to iron out the issue of what Nonku said at the black tie event. So they begin to talk about the cheating saga, why Nonku feels the way she was feeling, and that she really found Jojo once told Nonku that she found it very offensive about her saying that white men buy. And Nonku said that's just the way she feels about men. All men cheat, and she hasn't had the really greatest of relationships. And that she was offended by what Jojo said, that no wonder she was single. And she explains to Jojo the only reason why she was single is because she comes from an abusive relationship. To which Jojo really sympathized with Nonku regarding that. And then they just begin to talk about the previous relationship. This is the point where we see Jojo opening up to Nonku about her previous relationship, that don't see me like this. I've also been in a very rough relationship. The relationship was very abusive, and at that moment we can kind of see Nonku and Jojo kind of bonding over them having very tough relationships in the past, and that there is hope for the future. And Jojo does say that you will find someone that is perfect for you, because after her abusive relationship she was able to find Calvin, and she says that Calvin treats her great. And she just kind of tells Nonku that she was just in an abusive relationship. She wanted to commit suicide. She felt like she was nothing. And then Nonku now says that she feels very honored. In many ways she said she feels very honored that Jojo was able to open up to her, because Jojo seems like someone who's very bubbly, very energetic, and she would not actually think that Jojo has went past what she's went through. And then Nonku also just reflects on the time that she was with her ex-husband, that things weren't really rosy, things were really bad. And that's where we see the end of that scene. Now we see Annie is having lunch with her husband Dakuru, and they talk about the black tie event. So basically this whole episode is just about reflecting on the black tie event. So they talk about the black tie event and how the husband how is the husband feeling when they were talking about polygamy and cheating and all that stuff. And the husband said that he feels like he was just being convinced by Musa Mselegu to also take his tembu. To which, that's how I also feel like. I feel like at this point, if we hear another chat about his tembu, I'm convinced, Nami, they're trying to recruit people into a polygamous relationship. So, the husband also begins to say that, he was kind of like on edge when Nonku said all black men cheat and white men buy, because you cannot say those things around married people, as I did say. And he did say that, it wasn't really a nice thing to say among people who are in love and are married. And then Annie begins to tell her husband that there was a time where they were just talking Zulu and she really wanted the husband to translate to her in English what they were saying because she did feel left out. And the husband begins to say that Annie should try and learn Isulu because he cannot be translating to her at every event about someone saying this, someone saying that. I feel like that was valid because her Annie is married to a Zulu man. And the fact that Annie doesn't know an ounce of Zulu besides Sawubona. Oh, I was actually really shocked that Annie didn't even know Itakazelo. So I was just like, it kind of seemed like Annie was also not serious in learning her husband's language. If she was really serious and considering the amount of time they've been together, she would have learned a little bit of Isulu here and there. So we see Annie and Londi meet up, and Annie just begins to tell Londi about the language barrier, how she felt left out when people were talking Isulu and they were just not accommodating at all. And she also invited Nonku. So Nonku comes with her mom, the queen. At this point, let's just consider Nonku's mom a cast member of Real Housewives of Durban. Because even the friend of a show does not show up on the Real Housewives of Durban as much as Nonku's mom shows up this season. From episode 1, I think episode 1 or 2. From episode 1 or 2, Nonku's mom has been a regular on every episode. So I plead with Showmax and Real Housewives of Durban, just make her a cast member. At this point, she might be considered a cast member of the show. So anyway, she comes with her mom. It was like an ambush. Nonku came, then her mom ambushed. So Annie and Londi did not know her mom was coming. And then they just begin to talk about the issue on Annie saying her mom is being rude. So now they talk about the whole thing that Annie said her mom's being rude, because I think I said in previous episodes in my review that Annie thought that Nonku's mom said they're all beautiful but up here as Tatskal. So now they're coming to sort out that issue. So the mom just keeps telling Annie that she did not say that. She did not say that the ladies were not well upstairs. And Annie is just really, she's convinced that Nonku's mom did say that. To which Londi begins to say that she heard the same. So now we are being played a clip of that event, a Nonku's event, and we are being played a clip of her mom saying it, which when we saw that clip again, Nonku's mom did not say that the ladies were beautiful but they're not well up here. Instead, Nonku's mom said the ladies were all beautiful but just not like her. So I think the confusion is that Nonku's mom pointed here, so it gave the illusion that, oh, her mom is saying that the ladies are not well here. To which I can't wait for the reunion to see what Annie and Londi are going to say about that, because they were just absolutely convinced that Nonku's mom said that. And they're just having a back and forth. Annie and Nonku's mom are just having a back and forth, to which I say that Annie and Londi are wrong. They actually heard something else, to which Nonku's mom did not say. And Nonku's mom just begins to say that Annie's going to have a very miserable life. To which I feel like she was very extreme in saying that Annie is going to have a very miserable life, because I don't know. I just find it very weird, as I said, for parents to be on Real Housewives of Durban, because now we're going to have Umzali and someone younger than her having beef, which is what we are seeing with Nonku's mom having beef with Annie. And that's where the whole episode ends for episode 4 of the Real Housewives of Durban. and I cannot wait to see the drama of episode 5. So if you enjoyed my review, please give it a big thumbs up. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Please comment down below on how you're finding the Real Housewives of Durban so far. Do you think that Nonko's mom should be added to the cast? Because at this point, she's been on every episode at this point. So comment down below about that, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you guys all for watching. Bye.